All right, in this scenario, we're going to take the priority 1 and 2 test cases from one iteration and make them the regression tests for the next iteration. So to do that, I'm in Test Manager. We're looking at iteration 2 right now, and we're going to pull these forward to a new iteration that we don't have. So in iteration 2, we have 3 user stories, so 3 requirements, and each one of these, well, a couple of these do have test cases associated with them. So let's go to iteration 3, and we'll create it. We'll select that plan. So we're at iteration 3, and now we'll create a new suite. Let's call them Pry 1 and 2 regression test. Okay, so now we've got our priority 1 and priority 2 regression tests. Let's add another, we could do another level of categorization. So feature 1, for instance. And we might want to add feature 2. If you want to divide it out that much, you can. So feature 2. So we'll go to feature 1. We're going to add all the test cases that are existing. So we'll go in here and change a work item query to say where it's a test case category. We're going to add a little bit more criteria. So the area path is equal to Tailspin Toys feature 1, and it doesn't really matter which iteration we're under. We don't. I'll include this, but I'm not going to do anything to say, pull only the iteration 2 test cases. I'm going to pull all the test cases. I'm also going to add another filter in here for the priority level. So we want to make sure that the priority is greater than, actually we want to say is less than 3, right? We want to pull all of priority 1 and 2. All right, so now I'm going to run. When I run that, I get all the priority. In this case, I only had priority 2s. I'll select them, the ones that I want to use. If I don't want to select them, control click, shift click, all those things work. I'm just going to shift click to grab them all, add test cases, and there they show up as regression tests, priority 1 and 2 for feature 1 that came from the prior releases. So the answer to scenario number 1 is you can use a work item query to pull the test cases from a previous release into this release's test plan. So scenario number 2 is how to gather/print all the requirements for a given feature. And the easiest way to do this would be from start in Visual Studio, and we'll work with the work item query. So we're going to go create a new query. And let's say we want to have a team project equal to this, work item type equals, let's say, the requirements that we want to use. So user stories, any state. And if we want it for a particular iteration, then we can do that. If we want it for a particular feature, then we can, again, using something like an iteration path or an area path, to filter it down. Let's go ahead and just grab everything that's in Tailspin Toys, and we'll see what we can do once we get into Excel, because you don't have to do it from here. All right, so we'll just grab everything that's inside of Tailspin Toys. That's the area we're going with. We'll save the query. And then run it. All right, so now we've got a list of all the requirements that are part of Tailspin Toys. Now, a couple things you can do as well in the column options. You can do it here, or you can do it in Excel as well. Column options, we want to add the area path and the iteration path. just to give us a little bit more information about it. So let's go put this in a nice organized fashion. So now we can see the area and the iteration that it's part of. All right, now, once we've done that, we can open it up in Microsoft Excel and do all sorts of nice editing and manipulation of these requirements. So let's say I only want to see everything that's in area path feature 1 admin. Now I've got a subset, and we can see that it's part of iteration 1, and we got a few things that are on the backlog. So it gives you an easy way to manipulate and organize and report on things. So the answer is use a work item query to grab the work items you want, and then open them in Excel. You can add columns to it. So this is kind of part B for requirements of I only want to see the requirements that are part of a particular area path or even a particular iteration. And you can do that. So I want to see everything that's part of all area paths, but just iteration 1, for instance. Let me see all the requirements that are in iteration 1, and there you go. Excel gives you an easy way to do that.